All right. Welcome everybody to Mind Your Own Business. I'm Dr. Erin. I'm so happy to be with you. And we're going to talk about what it takes to be a leader, and not just any leader, but an empowered leader. And I want you to think about something first and foremost. I want you to understand something about leadership. Leadership is not about a title. Leadership's not about your rank. Leadership's not about your status here at APL Go. I view myself as a leader. I already view myself as an international director, gold ambassador, buzzing bee winner, diamond flight bee winner. I don't even know the top ranks. I really don't. I just know that I'm already there. And I know that's because leadership is about our thoughts, our actions, and our philosophy. It's not about a title, right? It's about our thoughts, our actions, and our philosophy. So I want you to understand something about leadership. If you ask John Maxwell, the top leadership guru in the world, what leadership is, he would say something to this effect. Leadership is a direct result and a function of having influence. Influence is the ability to onboard people into your mission. It's the ability to enroll people into what you're doing. It's the ability to persuade people. It's the ability to get them to buy things from you at times. Doesn't influence sound a lot like sales? There are thought leaders, business titans, and they all agree that basically leadership is the same as influence is the same as sales. Sales is actually leadership, and leadership is sales. And it all is influence. So I want you to understand that concept. That's what leadership is. So one day we were going around the table. Sometimes we like to play what's your favorite in our family, like what's your favorite food, what's your favorite animal. And one of my kids said, let's go and share what our favorite thing is about ourselves. I'm like, that sounds fun. So Emily started, and she's like, the favorite thing is about myself is I am the kindest person that I know. And then she goes, the problem is I need more people to know it. And she's like, my mission is to make friends, and I need to make friends this year. But she wanted to influence others to know that she was the kindest person that she knows. That was her favorite thing about herself, which was so beautiful. We got to Zachary, and he said, I am great at soccer, but I am going to win the jogathon. Now, the jogathon is this fundraiser at school where you get money from parents for them to run around the school 12 times. And the first thing he did was he's like, well, I have to decide that I'm going to win. And then he said, I need to tell people. So he told his teacher, and his teacher said, well, you're going to need strong legs to do that. So he comes home and he's like, I'm going to need some strong legs, I guess, to win the jogathon. How do you get strong legs? Mom, what are those things you do to get strong legs? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, those things you do at the gym. And I'm like, squats? He goes, yeah, I need to do squats. I'm going to need to do squats. So he goes, set the timer for 20 minutes, Mom. I said, you're going to do 20 minutes of squats? He goes, yes. And for the next week, he did 20 minutes of squats. And gosh darn it, the kid went out and he won the jogathon. He comes home with 2 medals around him, the fastest kid at the school. But he wanted to challenge himself to be the best. Okay. So the thing he loved the best about himself was favorite thing about himself was he was going to be the best. And then we got to Gracie, and Gracie said, my favorite thing about myself is put me in any environment and I will thrive. Put me in any environment and I will thrive. Now that, my friends, is the definition of confidence in adulthood. It's not in childhood. Childhood is different. We need the unconditional positive regard and love and approval and all the things. As an adult, our ability to lead ourselves and to have confidence in ourselves is simply our ability to figure things out and to keep the promises we make to ourselves. That's what confidence is in adulthood. It's the ability to confide in oneself, confidence. Can I trust myself to keep the promises I make to myself? Okay. So number one, teach people how to think about things. So if you are going to be a leader here, and you already are at APL Go, you are a leader. Do you know this? There's only like 3,000 people in the world that are launching this business. You are the leader. By default, you are it. We are all leading this company. Okay. So I want you to think about, how can I teach people how to think about things? So this is us standing at our lot for the house that we want to build 2 years from now. Like I know we will build this house up there, but the leader who casts the biggest vision wins. So I want you to think of yourself as a vision caster. So if you can cast a vision for your customers, for your new associates, for your new team, and for yourself, your customers, your prospects, your new team, and yourself, you will be unstoppable. So how do you cast vision for new customers? I want you to fall in love with using the word imagine. So how would we do that? Imagine you never had to take a horse pill again. Imagine eating something that tastes like candy and it was actually your vitamins. Imagine you could suck on something that tasted like a Jolly Rancher and you could lose weight. Imagine. Okay. Imagine that no longer any of your dietary supplements had to go through your digestive process. Who here has a problem with digestion? Oh, all of us, because of the food we eat in this country and, you know, all the things. Oh, imagine you could bypass that altogether and never have to go through digestion. And imagine your vitamins and supplements and nutrients could get absorbed immediately. Can you teach people how to think about things? Can you teach your new business builder? Imagine, Pamela, being able to move into your new house a year from now. Imagine not having to launch a new coaching program every 3 months. Imagine leveraging instead of launching. So see, I'm teaching people how to imagine. Now you're a new person. So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Teach them how to think about things. Imagine hitting this income that we just hit 6 months from now. Imagine. What does your life look like? I know exactly the people on my team. I know what their goals are. Do you know what your team's goals are? When you enroll a new associate, you want to know, why are you here? You know, someone yesterday was like, "Hey, I want to join." And I'm like, "How do I do it?" I said, "Before I tell you anything, like the system's easy. I'll teach you the system." Do you all believe that? The system's easy. It's not always easy up here, but the system's easy. You need to decide, and I just need to know, why do you want this business? Like, tell me more about that. When I know what someone's vision is, I can help link this vehicle to achieve their vision. But I can't do that if I don't know. So now I know. There's a person on our team who joined just because she was looking for a new tribe, because I was listening to her. And I was like, imagine you found your tribe and you have fun with them all the time. Like, imagine she joined. She didn't join for the candy. She joined for the tribe. But you got to teach people how to think about things. And then you got to teach yourself how to think about things, and you got to imagine, right? So cast vision. So the way that I went from being a nobody to not really knowing anybody, and a year later as saleswoman of the year, I realized after this event at Lake Tahoe. So we were at Lake Tahoe. Zachary's looking through this telescope at a friend's cabin, and way across huge Lake Tahoe is this boat. And he exclaims, "I see humans." And I realized then and there, that is how I became saleswoman of the year after knowing nobody in Reno, nobody. I went to lunch with strangers. They're called networking meetings. I remember my first one, to a year later. And I looked back and I was like, I feel like I've met a lot of humans. I went on 213 coffee dates in a year. And I don't say that because you have to duplicate that. I say that to look at, well, what happened during those coffee meetings? I talked as little as possible. I listened as much as possible. And I saw humans. If you want to be a leader, you have to understand human psychology. You have to know people, their number one need is to be seen. Do you know this? That's what Oprah says. The reason for all of her success is she actually saw humans. So ask questions. Leaders don't teach you what to say. They teach you what to ask. The best salesperson and the best leader is not telling people what to do. It's asking questions, right? Now, the second thing great leaders do is they challenge others to grow. If you think about the most successful people in your life, the ones you look up to, aren't they always challenging other people to grow? They are. One of the greatest things you can do in network marketing, Eric Worre says, is to give your team a small challenge. This is why, so that they can go and win. People love to be challenged. It's not because you're saying you're not good enough. It's saying, I see more for you. And we're constantly challenging each other to grow. We do this on our team by doing Monday Madness. We challenge you to reach out to 15 people every single Monday. That's a challenge. The winner wins a raffle prize, but they win growth in their business, right? This is why we put challenges. So Gracie's the most coachable person that I know. She's 18, she's our daughter, and she won her last first fitness competition. She then became the national teen competitor of the year. Like, she's just coachable. And I remember looking at her once and I'm like, you just do everything your coach says. And I said, how? And she goes, I just follow the recipe, and I guess I just don't understand why you wouldn't. You guys, she's 18. I just follow the recipe and I don't understand why you wouldn't. She's coachable. Our system is the same every time. Are you coachable? And you're going to ask your team, are they coachable? I say this with love, but you go and ask any new associate, rank yourself, like, how coachable do you think you are? 0 to 10. I swear to God, everyone will tell you a 10. They will. I am not great at everything, but I'm really coachable. I did everything Travis suggested we do in our last company. I learned the system. Garth, can you get our dog? Yeah. I learned the system. So here's the thing. Gracie and I led this 92 people through a fitness challenge in January, and I was a little frustrated at times with people's lack of investment in themselves and their lack of coachability. And so I remember one day I was like, Gracie, oh, this is frustrating me. Like, I want this for them. How do you coach the uncoachable? And you know what she said? You don't. How do you coach the uncoachable? You don't. And great leaders know how to discern who's coachable and who's not coachable. You bless and release. But really look at, are you coachable? And then last, great leaders role model the way and they lead themselves first. There's a saying that if you're leading and there are no followers, you're just out on a walk by yourself. And I disagree. I believe leadership starts by you leading yourself. And you know this, we all had to start with one. We were all looking at the mirror and saying, go team, you got this. We were all our own team on our first day here. And so, you know, the highest performers spend 71% of high performers spend time thinking every single day how they can role model the way. 71% of them think about it daily. They're actually thinking, am I role modeling the way? Am I asking my team to do something that I'm not doing? No way, Jose. No. Right? And then last, leaders understand, and they understand how to do what I call suffer well. Are you suffering well? Not everyone is called or equipped to launch a company or a business. Most people actually aren't called and equipped to launch. They are called, they're equipped to get in when everything's humming along beautifully. Well, we're in a whisper campaign, my friends, and it is the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. And we are hacking away with our machetes, but our machetes are getting so strong and so sharp. And you know what? Not everything's perfect, but this is what leaders do. They don't complain. And if they do complain, they only complain up. You never complain down in your downline. You only complain up. And then when you complain, you come with a solution. Tom Bilyeu, owner of Quest Nutrition, had a saying in his billion-dollar company that he sold for billion. He said, cut the BS, get to yes. It was his motto. If we don't like something in our back office, if something's not working, come to us with a solution and we will go up the chain of command and we will solve it. So this is what leaders do. They role model the way. So I want you to think about yourself in APL Go. I want you to ask yourself, what's your favorite thing about yourself? And I want you to be like Zachary and Emily and Grace. What do you want to be great at, like Zachary? Who do you need to be, like Emily? And I want you to walk forward today with the confidence of adulthood that you are able to figure things out. And just like Grace, you truly can believe, put me in any environment and I will thrive. I love you. Go and be an empowered leader.